No. Thank you for the courtesy. I believe Senator Cantwell.
Ready to go.
Hold off for 1 second, if you would, Senator Grassley.
Yeah, I will.
Yes. Let's go ahead with you, Senator Grassley.
Okay.
Thank you.
The American Rescue Plan included major temporary modifications of the child tax credit, including making the credit fully refundable and advanceable. I have concerns that these changes will drastically expand the IRS role into being kind of social welfare oriented at the expense of its primary mission of tax collector. As Aaron Collins, the National Taxpayer Advocate, said, quote, "The challenge is the IRS was not set up for that purpose, and their IT is not structured for that," end of quote. It's clear that setting up periodic advance payment and associated infrastructure will be a significant undertaking for your agency. In addition to the dollar cost of this program, can you expand upon the amount of work, hours, and the number of personnel it is estimated it will take to set up and administer what's now a temporary program?
The budget to implement the CTC program, and we have to create an entire new structure for the Internal Revenue Service. We are not historically a benefits delivery federal agency, but we're setting that up. The cost for that program is $391 million. Right now, it'll be somewhere, and this is my guess, but it's an educated guess, minimum of 300 to 500 people, which includes folks that will have to handle the phone service, because we'll have increased phone service. We'll get taxpayer advocate service. We'll get additional touch points. Criminal investigation, to the extent fraudsters try to come into the system, we'll need additional resources there. So it's pretty widespread. What we've done to date, and the IRS, and again, I thank Congress for this, we were part of getting the July 1 date as opposed to an earlier date, and that's very meaningful to the Internal Revenue Service because, as you know, we have filing season, normally April 15. We moved it to May 17. But we also have the third round of economic impact payments. It would have been extremely difficult for the IRS to launch a CTC program at any time before July 1. It's a challenge to do it July 1, but it would have been really difficult. So what we're in process now, and you have asked as well for additional information, and we will continue to update you and update members of the committee. But what we've done now is put together our working groups to figure out the points, such as what you're asking. Who do we need? Where do we need? What are the requirements to launch this portal? So we have working groups with respect to guidance and policy changes. We have working groups with respect to chief counsel on what we're able to do and what we're not able to do within the scope of the law and outside the scope of the law. We have working groups in IT working with respect to the authentication levels. As you can imagine, every time, this is a risk-averse agency, every time we open some system up, it becomes a risk issue for the agency, and we're not going to allow undue risk.
I think you've satisfied me for now.
Okay, I'll follow up with you.
You said you'd give updates on
Sorry,
that.
yep.
So I'm also concerned about the advanced child tax credit program might have a possibility of fraud. According to Treasurer Inspector General for Tax Administration, in 2019, the improper payment rate in the program exceeded 15%, or $7.2 billion. The IRS's experience with the advanceable premium tax credit, which TIJA estimated has an improper payment rate of 27%, suggests a proposal to make the child tax credit advanceable could result in billions more of improper payments. How would you expect the advanceability of the child tax credit to affect improper payment rates currently associated with the credit?
Opening up the system and having people have the ability to modify their circumstances monthly is another element of risk that the IRS is required to assume under the statute. And so I can't quantify it yet because we're not there, but there's definitely a risk there. I will say that our criminal investigation division is best in class, and they are engaged with us with respect to the planning on this. And, we'll work from a deterrence perspective, but we'll also chase those who come in unlawfully.
Okay. Then my last question will have to be this. The current IRS private debt collection program was established in 2015 on a bipartisan basis to collect tax debts that are due but not currently being worked by the IRS. The program has proven its ability to collect hundreds of millions of dollars in otherwise uncollectible tax debt on an annual basis, including generating nearly $500 million in net revenue in 2020. However, I was recently informed that the contractors in the program were told IRS decided to delay the delivery of the new cases until the end of September. Do you agree this program has allowed tax debts to be collected that otherwise would not have been? And can you assure me that the program will continue to be operated on a full extent required under law? And the reason for the question, and I'll quickly stop, is that, you know, the program was put on hold by the previous Obama administration, now operating, bringing in money, and I hope that doesn't happen again.
I have about 18 months left in my term as commissioner. I'm a believer in the private debt collection. The private debt collectors, we have a high degree of oversight with respect to the companies that are doing this. There's three companies. They have a 600,000 case backload at present. We're providing 1,000 to 1,500 updates to them, addresses and evidence of activity for folks that they have to collect. And overall, I think it's worked well. We do work with them so that they don't overly breach. There are a lot of rules in the country generally, and also with respect to tax collection. And so we watch all of that, and we have teams that do that.
Thank you, Senator Grassley. Our next questioner will be Senator Menendez on the web.